What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. I'm here. Can't complain, but I will anyway. I'll be all right. Um, it is late December, and I'm already done with snow, and I got like 2 more months of this crap. I'm sorry. I don't know, that was really loud for me. Yep. So we did a nice little storm rolled through the area, and we spent the day plowing. I hate plowing. Absolutely hate it. It was fun when I first started doing it. It was like, oh, this is so cool. That's not fun anymore. So we had a full day of plowing. Got home about an hour ago. Tired. Normally we go in teams of two, but it was just me flying solo, just like in the game. It's just what I do, I guess. But so I was plowing, driving the truck, operating the plow, and I had to shovel like walkways and stuff. So extra super tired. So we have that, and yeah, it's something else. Also, we've got it's not like a New Year's resolution really, but the doctor's been telling me, and I can see it myself, and I know, but I gotta lose some weight. So we've been working on that. I don't know if you've ever tried to stop doing or being something, like if you smoked cigarettes or if you ate too much sugar, drank energy drinks, things like that. A lot of times what people do is they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna quit smoking. So I'm not gonna buy them anymore. And just going cold turkey like that, I'm not saying there's people that haven't done that. They have. And, you know, kudos to them. But it's usually, there's more people who have tried those types of methods and failed because it's a very stressful situation to just cold turkey something like that. So one of the methods that I'm doing for losing weight, and it is working, little by little, is I'm reducing portion size. So that way I'm still eating food and still eating stuff, making much healthier choices, but I've cut down on portion size. Now we cheated yesterday because Mrs. Rabbit's why I wasn't streaming yesterday. Mrs. Rabbit had a spur of the moment decision to she wanted to go get something to eat at a favorite restaurant of hers. She does that. I like to plan things. She likes to come up with it on the spot. That's why we get along so well. But yeah, so we cheated yesterday. But for the most part, I've been doing that, and I'm so hungry. And I want to point something out. I think he's still there. Hey, Oliver. Where are you for a second? Yeah, come here. No, don't run. Come here, meet everybody. This is Oliver. Say hi. Hi. Say hi, Oliver. Oliver is your typical cat. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about anything. He just does his own thing. He looks exactly like his brother Pickle. They have the same fur and the same everything. Pickle is much more affectionate and likes attention and hangs out with people, but this cat just kind of does his own thing, keeps to himself. And I'm thinking, I could eat this cat right now and the family probably wouldn't notice for a good while. I could just say he ran away. Did you just run away? Wouldn't even have to put barbecue sauce on you or anything. You should run. You're in danger. You need an adult. But we're not going to eat anything. We already had our meal for the evening. So, anyway, let's get back on to some sand. A refreshing change from everything I've been dealing with the last couple days. Boop. So let's talk about how our deep desert super fun, awesome time went. We originally went out there for it's choppy. We went out there for this. This is Spice-Infused Plastanium dust, and it is something that's used in the repair and fabrication of some of your Tier 6 gear, special schematics. It's basically a end game material that you use for a whole lot of stuff. You don't use much, but you use it. And we're running incredibly low. As you can see, we only have 4. Like, we have 409 of this and 200s. You know, we're doing incredible with everything, but we are running really low on this. The place you get that's a deep desert, specifically in testing stations. And there are different types of testing stations when you go out there. Some of them are waves of enemy based, which takes some time. And if you don't go out into the PvP section of it, then if you do just the PvE station so that you don't have to worry about fighting other players, I don't want to fight anybody and I don't want to get into scuffles or anything, you don't get much. And it takes a while to clear it, especially by yourself. So honestly, it's just not a good return on investment. For the amount of time it takes to do it, it just doesn't work for me. Now maybe I can get better at it, but yeah. There is a website called MethodGG. Let me actually alt-tab this. And here it is. I'll bring it over. Shoop. Look at this. This is on MethodGG, and it's the Dune Awakening Deep Desert Companion, and it shows you, once the Deep Desert resets, what the layout is. So here you have your PvE section, your PvP section, and it shows you where the large fields are, and it shows you where crashed ships are, and testing stations, and secret loot caves, and all sorts of stuff. And it tells you what you can get there. Like here you can get, you have a 6% chance. These are actually really good, man. Compact compactors are awesome. For mining spice by hand if you have to. Focus buggy cutter ray is great for mining. Holy cow. Soft step boots. This is a really good one. We might be doing that. Got all week. But anyway, so the testing station here, it'll tell you the challenge is a one-time lock-in with 6 waves. The one I want is just, you know, the standard go in, kill a bunch of bad guys, and once you've killed them all, you win. Not the wave after wave after wave. So this is the exact same setup as it was last week. So again, this is not a good deep desert for us to get plastanium dust. I think we'll be okay. I got 7 when I was out there this last week. So we have 11, and I don't really have anything that needs to be repaired or built right now. So we might be able to cruise through in the hopes that next week is something a little bit better. But this is a great site. These guys do awesome work. So awesome on them. But another thing I noticed is this would probably be a good spice weekend because the spice fields are right here, just barely in the PvP zone. So, you know, you can fly over here and you go up, get a bunch of spice and come right back out instead of having to go all the way up here to these big boys. You know, that's a double-edged sword. Being close means that you can probably escape into the PvE zone if you have to run away from people. But also because they're so close, you have a better chance of seeing people. Whereas if you're all the way up here, it's going to take a real dedicated hunter to come all the way up here to see if somebody's doing stuff. But yeah, I don't know. We might go out there and gather some spice. We might not. We don't really need to because we ended up coming out. Let's go running over here real quick. We ended up coming out with about 2K spice melange. So we broke into the 3rd row in our storage container. Plus we have 214 extra. So we had a good time. The best part about that, and honestly the best part about the entire week in the deep desert, was I chased down some random guy that I just met, or girl, I don't know, person. And I flew overhead in my carrier while they drove my spice, my sandcrawler. And we split it. That was really cool. Haven't talked to that person yet again, but this is kind of the first time I've been on since. No, I was on. I did jump on yesterday because I had to tear my base down before the Coriolis storm took it. But yeah, we did good with the melange. So I mean, could always use more, but we've got it. And if you do have excess, sell it. It's a good way to make money. We actually should have a batch in here that finished. Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn this off. I'll grab that later. But yeah, so we that was because of the spice sand that we had here. And now we have very little, but we had a bunch and we brought some extra that we weren't able to make into a batch out there. So we did bring some back, and it was enough to push us over the line to make a batch here at home. So I guess we had an extra 100, so we got about 2,100 in spice. Since the testing stations weren't all that great, we also did a whole bunch of plastanium. Now these 4 boxes I have, as you can see, plastanium 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before last week, this one was almost full. I think it only needed like 13 or 14 more plastanium pieces to go in there to fill it up. And this one had like 100 and something. I just had it in there as a placeholder. But these two guys both only had 1. So with our adventures, we were able to completely fill this guy up. So hooray. And box number 2, we were also able to completely fill up. And box number 3, we were able to completely fill up. And of course, you guessed it, box number 4, we did not fill it up. But we're close. We're over the halfway mark. So we have done extremely well with getting plastanium to the point where we don't necessarily need to focus on that anymore. And when it comes a time for us to focus on that, we also made some improvements here. This, we had 1 in. Now we have 800. And this was completely empty. And now we've got almost 2,000 in there. And for some reason, this was really full. I mean, it was halfway anyway. We brought a little bit back, but not too much. And we can make that there if we need to. So, awesome. So we did good. And here's something that's bad about our deep desert adventure, because I gotta go all the way upstairs. Because we were a little pushed for time yesterday to tear everything down, this box is just a freaking mess. When I first went out and built my deep desert base, I brought a bunch of materials and some extras. And my goal was to build the base, and then that would kind of give me a baseline of what I needed to bring back next time. And I was just going to take all the excess stuff and bring it back separately, so that way it was out of the picture. But we didn't do that because we're dumb. And another thing I want to bring up, sometimes, like, when you go out to the deep desert, you do get 100% of your stuff back. So if you build something and break it, it gives you back everything, instead of having like a small amount of that you don't get refunded when you do it here in Haga Basin. You build a machine and tear it down, you won't get everything you just put into it. I think you can right away, but yeah, there's some wear and tear, I guess it would be, that causes that, or just a lack of refund. But you get 100% of any materials that you put into something that you build in the deep desert. But there's a caveat on that, and that means there's something attached. When the shield drops because of a storm going through, because they're much bigger out there in the deep desert, your exterior stuff will take a little bit of damage. So let's say you build a base and you use exactly 1,000 pieces of plastone. When you tear it back down, you're probably only going to get about 980, 990, because that damage to each little piece that was on the exterior is cumulative. That also affects machinery. So if you have like wind traps on the roof, or generators up there, they're going to take a little bit of damage, and that translates into some loss here. So having some extra is good, but that's why I kept that stuff out there, in case I wanted to change up, build something else, etc. And then it just got away from me, and I ran out of time, so I had to tear everything down. So this box is just incredibly messy. There's just crap everywhere. I usually like to be way more organized than this, but it didn't happen. You got bodies in here, silly stuff. And I don't know why there's the big spaces. So it bothers me, because I'm not happy about it, but I am who I am. So I was going to fix this, and get everything lined up. And then I thought, you know what, dude? Instead of spending the time trying to figure all that crap out, why don't we just wait, go back out with this container, because we still got plenty of space here, and we'll just build the base and then let it sort out that way. In my head, that works really well, but also in my head, it's like, no, organize, fix it. We're going to win that fight. We're going to do nothing, and we're going to let our next deep desert base build sort out this container. This was the first time I used the storage container, the cargo container here. It's great. It's awesome. is huge. You can put tons of stuff in there. You don't have to make multiple trips back and forth. Loved it. Excellent. Kudos to the dev team on that decision. Thank you guys very much. But so this is messy, but we're gonna walk away. Walk away. One thing I know I need to do is, let's go find them. Here, I need more of these because I used them when I was out there, and I also need more of this. So we have to make spice-infused fuel cells. We've got to make industrial grade lubricant, and we've also got to make, there are none because I used them all up. We need to make filters for the wind traps in order to make water. So that is priority one now because we can't get a base up and running out in the deep desert without doing that nonsense first. So let's go take a look at where we have to go and what we have to do. Over here, where I keep my survival things, I gotta do some decorating or something. It's garbage. I have some in here, I think. Look, I do. I usually run 4 wind traps. You need 5 filters in order to get through the week. So I need to make 2 more, and then that will be perfect. However, this also supplies the base here, and I kind of use it for keeping the monastery up and running too. I'll throw a couple of these in a backpack and take them down there. So to be honest, I would prefer to have, I mean, we might as well because we're going to use them. Let's go ahead and build this up. So we need 25, 30, 32 of these bad boys to be happy. The reason I got 50 meatballs here and here, this was what I used. I made all of these to complete the challenge for making food with the mouse carcass, the Muad'Dib bodies, and I just kept them. I don't think I've ever eaten this stuff. I used to accidentally trigger that prescience, but I changed the button so it's not down here so quick and easy to hit. I don't even remember what I changed it to. I think it's on period. Sure is, yeah. I changed it to period, that way I don't accidentally hit it and then get the spice goofies. But yeah, so we're going to go to the advanced, and it's under the chemical looking thing, and it's advanced particulate filters. I said we needed 32, right? Yeah, so we need 32, and we can make 50 right out of the gate. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead, enable this bad boy, turn her on. Make sure you select this. There's quite a few times I've made whatever this item was, thinking I was still selected on this. And let's see, what do you need? Water, don't care. Plastanium ingots, we made a ton. Plant fiber. It's a pain in the ass to gather, but it's everywhere. It's just a pain in the ass to gather. The reason I've got so much is because when I go out into the deep desert, if I see a big patch of them, I'll stop and jump out and grab them all. Plus, right outside my base, there's usually a good patch of them. So I'll just be bored, have 20 minutes, and just, you know what, I'll go get as many plant fibers as I can. So, silicone blocks were good. Spice residue, can't wait to use some of this. Oh my gosh, we've got 41,000 and 1 melange for each one. So cool. Right there. Oh, we were close. So 32. That's going to give us 2 rows in here. That'll be sweet. So 1 down. Tell you what, I'm just going to, well, I can't because it's going to do stacks of 5, so I can do 25. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. It's a great time to get some coffee. And you know what else? We'll bring something else up. Tomorrow would be a normal stream day for me, and I've kind of been questioning as to whether or not I want to actually stream or not, because it's, you know, it's Christmas Eve. It's a good time for family. Mrs. Rabbit will be home, so definitely would love to spend time with her. But then I also thought about it, and you know what? There's a lot of people that maybe they're away from their family, so they don't have that option, and maybe they want to tune in. I don't know. So we're going to play it by ear. I'm going to say right now, if you get the notification, feel free to tune in. If you don't be surprised that I'm not on. Plus, you got to be careful because, like right now, Mrs. Rabbit's at work. So she don't care. But, you get in trouble if you spend too much time playing video games and other nonsense. So, oh, look, I can put 10 in here. I don't need to stand here for this. All right, so we're going to just dump this in to this box right here. And we're going to go do our next quest, which is to make the industrial lubricant for those units on the roof. This box? Nope. This box? This box. I only got 28. That's terrible. We need hundreds. And hundreds and hundreds. I got 57 of those bad boys too. Alright, so let's set this bad boy up. How many can we make? We make 800. Be careful because these things, they come in groups of 10. So every time you make one, it does 10. So I would probably want to do about 500, which means I need to set this for 50. So not 500, because then that would just be ridiculous. So we're doing real good. Oh my. Yeah, I'm just going to click the button. Love to get rid of the spice residue. It's okay. Love to get rid of the spice residue because we don't need that much. And we're good on everything else. So yeah, I'm going to make 80, which will turn into 800, as you can see here. That'll definitely be good. I also need to check home base here and the monastery. They're both in good shape, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to hit the be right back button, and we'll literally be right back. I just want to do outside audio check. I don't know where my earbud is. I lost it. It's been one of them days. So be right back. I told you it would take long. Yeah, audio sounds fine. These guys take quite a while to make, and this one's much smaller. But one thing I've done with this guy is under storage, I have it set to bring in stuff from circuit 1, which is the general circuit, and it exports to 6 when it gets filled. So where is 6? 6 is this box right here. So anything that overflows, which this is for the medium chemical refinery overflow, they'll show up in here so they don't get lost. Sometimes you'll do that and you'll be like, dude, I made a bunch of stuff. Where'd it go? It's in some box somewhere. You would think it would just default to the closest box to it, but I've had stuff show up 2 floors above. Ridiculousness. So the last thing we have to make is, of course, the only thing that is grayed out, which is the spice-infused fuel cells. We need a bunch of water, which we've got. We need fuel cells, which we've got. And we need spice residue, which you can't wait to get rid of. And here's the problem. We need more irradiated slag. We only have 2. Where do you get it? Crash ships in Sheol. Down by the monastery. So we got to make some Sheol runs, which means radiation, which means radiation suit. At least you make 10 with each one, and we only need 3 in order to make 10. So we're going to head down there and try to get as many as we can. And this is just preparation for a return to the deep desert. I don't know if we're going to be doing it right now, this week. Like I said, with the holidays, with everything going on, I'm not sure how much time I have. If we had the good setup for that plastanium, spice-infused plastanium dust, we would definitely be out there. In fact, that's what this whole stream would be about, is getting back out there. But since it's kind of poopy for us, I can't guarantee we're going to go. So there's no rush in making those spice-infused things, but we do want to get it done, because if you don't, you'll forget about it. I will. I'll forget about it. And then time to head out there, and I'll be like, oh. But while we're up here, I want to talk about 2 other things. Number 1, is my dump box. It's called a dump box. This is the box that I just dump stuff in when I like go out, collect things, whatever. And the goal or the object there is that I don't really care about it right now. I'm doing something and this is kind of interrupting. So I just dump it in here, and the concept is later I'll go through it. And then as you can see, we have 69 items in here. So later, not that kind of channel, guys. So yeah, we need to go through this. So when the dump box gets huge like this, what I end up doing is I pick whatever I've got. Sometimes I'll have the crawler assembled while I'm here. So here we use the buggy, and I'll go through, and I kind of have a good idea of how I store things. In the basement, I have a bunch of storage for items like this. I don't use anything that shoots light darts, so these are just going to get thrown in the desert. This is down there. Actually, we'll just hit E instead of drag and dropping. That's down there. Spice sand. Why is there spice sand just sitting here? You're down there, and you're down there, and you're down there. So are these. So is that. So I'm just going through, and we'll take a trip down to the basement, and we will drop all these items off in the proper bin. Oh, so we filled up. So now we're going to go to the assault, and we'll finish up. There. So now we're down to 46 items. That is where stuff that I don't know goes, or where I don't have. I know that spice or flour sand and any kind of spice infused item will go on the same floor. I'll take the spice sand because I can put that away as well. Copper, carbon. I think that should do that. And now we're just going to move things around so it's a little cleaner to look at. I'm going to tell you what we'll do. We'll go to our Scout, which has space. And we're going to put everything that's in the same floor in there. Man. There's still stuff down here? That's dumb. I'm an idiot. Actually, it's not my fault. This is, you know, the point of this box is to just dump a bunch of stuff into it, and that's what I've been doing. I just think I need to go through it a little bit smarter. Let's go to our assault, and I'm going to put all of these weapons in to the assault because they all go on the same floor as well, and that's going to make a huge dent in our little adventure here. We'll move these guys up. We're already down to 26, which is awesome. Okay, that's it. So this is much better. Oh, you need to go. So we're down to 25. And that's just real quick. Oh, I want to bring you over. Oh no, wait, I don't want to do that. I want to put you in my backpack because I noticed that I only have 10 bandages from my adventures. So I need 10 more. Here, if we go to inventory, you'll see I only have 10 loaded up. So we'll slide this over, and now, there we go. And let's go put stuff where it belongs. How exciting is this, guys? Holy cow. Cannot wait to see the metrics on this stream. Did you see that stream? Yeah, he went and put stuff in boxes. This, unfortunately, is time to pay the piper, you know? I was able to run around and do silly stuff without a care in the world, and now we have to be responsible and put stuff away. That. That's already full, so that causes a problem. Good thing I have an overflow box. And then we need copper ore. Looks like I missed one already. Ooh, getting about time to make some copper stuff, huh? Boop. So I make overflow boxes at every single thing, and that also not only is good for when you make too much stuff, but if you have too much stuff too. So, oh my goodness. What are you doing? He's the warning sign for the house. Give me a second. We're gonna be right back again. Let me see what's got him so upset. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back, and I'm happy to announce that thanks to Eli's vigilance, the house is saved from that FedEx delivery man across the street delivering to our neighbor. I guess he heard the banging of the door or something and reacted. And I told him that he's a good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're a good boy. Why do I tell him he's a good boy? For barking at the UPS guy or the FedEx guy? Because I'd rather him do that and be mistaken than to think he's going to get in trouble when he hears sounds and not say anything at all. So I should show him that it's just the FedEx guy and that guy is okay. We don't have to get upset at him. But I'm streaming right now, and it's really not that big of a deal. So, but thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe, bud. People yell at their dogs for doing what they want them to do, and it's like, you know, he doesn't know the difference between that kind of sound and somebody breaking in sound. So, you gotta be careful. All right, let's go downstairs. So I got these big old boxes here full of these things. I think I have enough of these. I went on a tear out in the deep desert killing bad guys to use their bodies in the death stills because I needed water so bad. And you get a lot of these and a lot of these in these small caves out there. And I didn't realize it, but yeah, we filled up. If I get Oh, that was one of the flare gun things. That freaked me out. I don't know what the heck that sound was. In the event that we get, oh, that is right, enough to fill up this last slot, then we're going to start leaving things on the ground. As you can see, though, the mechanical parts we have much less of. They aren't as frequent as the steel microfiber. I guess if I start getting close to filling that up, I'll take some of these and we'll put them on the market, sell them. Don't need to make tons of money. Just sell them for just cheap. Be like, hey, does anybody need these? Better for that than to just trash it, right? Here's some of that. And I think up at the top we had these guys. So, only one of those? I only got one? That makes no sense. And then over here we got some machinery. complex machinery. That machinery was rather complex, I will admit. And we don't have any more of that. As you can see, I got tons of advanced servox. Probably should start selling them or trashing them or doing something. And I think that's it, right? Yeah. So the rest of that kind of stuff is going to go in here. What I like to do with this box is I like to just keep an eye on this. It's 53 out of 100. So whenever I drop something in, it tells me whether or not I have a bunch of it or not. These guys don't count. So we will do this and we'll hit E. It didn't go up, which means somewhere in this box there's already some, and I haven't quite hit the limit for it yet. So we'll do the same thing. Everything's repeating. Oh, look at that. We didn't have any of those medical supplies. So this is the first time we've used that. Sweet. So there we go. It's just how I do it. And then over here we should have basalt stone, which is also plastone. Don't normally have so much of this that I need multiple storage areas for it. And then the silliness involved in salvage metal. God's sake. The reason I have so much of this is because you'll do things like when we go to Sheol, we're going to collect some. When you cut open a door, for some reason, you get salvage metal. So we just got an excessive amount here. I think this is a blank storage container. We're just going to use that to... Oh, forgot about those. We're just going to use that to empty the buggy out so we don't have to worry about it. Now we'll come in here because in the Assault Thopter... Perfect. Here's Pickle. He's the one that looks like the cat that I was going to eat because I'm hungry. Alright, so there we go. And our last little trip is to go all the way upstairs again. Oh, I got stuck on the wall. Oh my goodness. For weapons, what I've done is I made some boxes for storing these. Now, why do I have boxes to store artisan and house weapons? Lands rad tasks. So this is the house stuff. So we will go to the Assault Thopter and we're just looking for anything that's a house. There's one. You go in there. And hopefully we'll have a lands rad task one day that'll be like, hey, you need to use a house rapier, you know, donate those. And if we do, then we'll use it. I think there's something artisans now. There is something going on right now that we have to donate some weapons. Dirk in there. Standard sword. It's crazy. Alright, so this should empty out the Assault Thopter, and now we're in much better shape. This is completely full. It's terrible. That's your standard, and Regis are in here. So this is just basically an overflow box as well. So we can go ahead and just drop all of these adept ones in because we're full on the other side. And the standard one we'll put down here. Tell you what, we're going to put the standard one up there with it. So, there you go. Dump box is cleaned out. It's the unfun side of Dune Awakening. But it was a good thing. So, onward to adventures. We're going to hop in the Scout Thopter. We're going to take a trip down to Sheol. See if we can find some irradiated slag. While we're here, might as well put on the Bunzy suit. There's only one ship that we're going to visit that could potentially... Oh, look at that. We have no fuel. Well, I mean, we have half a tank, but I think there was a fuel cell over here. Sure was. That empties out another slot in the dump box. Sweet. We'll refuel. There's plenty in that one, so it'll take us well up to... And let's head down to Sheol. That's the sound I was hearing. These guys throwing up their flare. I participated very little in this week's or last week's Landsrad. The ones I did get were accidental. It was like kill deserters and kill Karab or something, and I just was collecting bodies for a death still and ended up killing them. So I did get the Solari requirement, but I didn't do much at all. But my team did win, and excuse me, all the people who voted decided that we wanted the vehicle again. So that's great. We're gonna go get more treads and sandcrawler parts. We can do that. This little Harkonnen thing below me here, I gotta go kill these guys. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I have to start killing them. One of the few achievements in this game that I haven't unlocked is to kill 500 peeps from the enemy faction, which in my case, because I'm Atreides, is the Harkonnens. And I just need to get in there and do it. Alright, let's drop down. Almost killed myself there. We can go ahead and put a shield on. I like to poison these douchebags. Don't know if that'll kill him or not. I don't think so. Her, apparently. There's more of them up there. Let's go stab her. I'm talking about. I'm just gonna grab everything and we'll sort it out later. That's why we have a dump box. My water's yours? Really? Oh my gosh, dude. He's almost blown my shield. Haha, I stabbed you again. Just do it. Alright, so once you kill everybody, you run in here. There's a bomb. So you let that go off. Gotta be careful. Because this is a PvP zone, so another player could come along and gank you. So you just want to make sure there's nobody hanging around. Listen, because you'll hear them. We are in a radiation zone, so this is not a place you could sit and camp, because eventually you get sick and die. But we're just going to run in and activate all the bombs. There's some Solari in here, because that was a quest step, and I've already achieved it, so they just give you Solari in there. This door here. So there you go. Now all the bombs are going off. Our shield's still up. And we're just going to take everything. So we got 3 slag. Not all that great. But 3 was better than 1. Here's where it gets tricky. Got to cut this door open. When you do that, your shield drops. So this is when you really need to make sure that there ain't nobody around. Some dingle standing in the door watching. So you cut this, you cut that, and I usually switch immediately to sword just in case somebody's attacking. But no one's there. Hey, we got 4. This also is one of the reasons why I have so many microflora fibers and mechanical parts. These guys sometimes have cool stuff. Sometimes. I'll tell you what, I need to, oh, did he go away? Where's the guy that wanted my water? You. I'm going to pick him up. And we're going to store him in the Thopter, because I need to replenish my bodies for the death stills. We're going to get inside, that way we're a little extra safe. If somebody did attack us right now, they would be shooting the Ornithopter instead of shooting us. And 1 down. There's a ton of irradiated slag in this bad boy right here. Every chest you go in there usually has them. It's much better than what I'm doing right now. The problem is, I tend to get lost in this bad boy. And it's also a PvP zone, so you do have to be somewhat careful. And there's also a quest step that requires people to come to this thing. So not completely often that you will see somebody in here, but it does happen. We're going to go in this door right now. And I think theoretically I could have a light on if I wanted. That would make life a little easier or better. Gotta make sure that I don't die of radiation. And I don't know anything about this place, so I would assume, though, chests should be somewhat easy to see. Oh my god, that would be great if I, like, walk past 3 of them right now. Is the door cuttable? It is. Well, we're going to get an identification band. Don't know if we need that. Hey, look, here's a chest. There was 2 in it. You're not going to see, like, you know, there's not going to be like 30 in this one and 60 in the other one, but you see how close they are to each other. So, you know, I just got 4, 2 from each one of those. A lot faster than going in and getting them in the other ships and running around, you know, flying around for so long. But again, like I said, the problem is that I get lost in this place. I haven't spent enough time to come up or understand a decent route, but there's a green door and I now have a band to get into that. I think that's the way I came in. You can also equip the little flashlight thing, and that can help you navigate through this place. I'll check this room before we completely vacate. The reason I say that is because it's real easy to see. It scared me. It's real easy to see where I need to go, so... somewhat lost right now. We're gonna climb up this thing. Remember how I said that one door was real easy to see? But I no longer see it. Is it over here? Oh, sweet. Problem solved. There's a chest right there. 11! Look at that score. Hell yeah. Oh. And another 3, so 14 in this one room. So this is a really great haul so far. We're at about half radiation though, so I don't like playing around too much with that. And I can't see anything, so that's not good. Although there are a lot of rooms that have holes in the floor, so we can usually the ceiling. So we can jump out and get up on the roof and then just run to our ship if we want to. Our next stop, though, is going to be the monastery base because it's close, and that will get us out of the radiation, and we don't have to worry about dying. Man, I can't believe how far away I was. Can't believe how far away I still am. Oh, there we are. Yay. Doesn't matter how good the score is if you die getting it. Hey, look, some irradiated spice. So we already hit that ship. And we're just going to head out Right over here. That'll get us clear of the radiation. We'll let that tone down, and then we'll be off and on our way again. There will be a ship right over there. So we'll stop and say hello to them. We theoretically don't need to keep the radiation suit on for those guys. Yeah, everything seems to be running here, so hooray. Perfect. I'm happy. Radiation is going away, but like I said, this one's not in the radiation zone, so we're just going to head right on over. So did a lot of snow shoveling today. And I was okay with it, but that's a set of movements I don't normally do a lot of. And I think sitting here, I'm starting to lock myself up, which is going to be loads of fun. I like getting right up on these douchebags. I felt bad just standing there shooting. Where are the other ones? Oh, there's one. Hi. Ooh, you tried to hard stab me. I just stood there and let that one happen. There we go. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to get back to the ship. I need to drop off, do I? I was gonna say I need to drop off some items. Nah, yeah. Because we're getting kind of full. Oh, my... I'm going to dump the irradiated slag. Already up to 29. That's pretty cool. Here you can see we picked this up. Great. Don't need any more of these. This? What's got me so full? I want to be able to pick up some bodies. We'll go to inventory. I don't need these darts, and I don't need these, and we're going to go ahead and just dump that. Just to save space right now. It's me. I'm just collecting your friend here. There we go. Oh, look, here you are. These guys aren't really that strong, so you could just stab them a bunch. I know I picked... Oh, I didn't want to grab that. I know I picked up some more light darts and stuff, but yeah, we'll deal with that later. So there's one bomb. There's another one. Can we grab these? 10. Look at that. That was cool. And 60. Oh, that's close. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run over here. And we're going to cut this door open. Sometimes, inside of this ship, there is a Taro cut array blueprint, which is super awesome. 7. I'll take it. Nope. We got a Sparky, though. So, I can't pick stuff up because I'm... too much crap on me. Dangerous. Dangerous to do this in this zone. Just because there's plenty of bad guys around. Take those. Alright, that's good enough, right? So if we drop this in, we got 23 irradiated slag. Oh, let's get inside. We're already up to 52, which is great. Like I said, we need 3, so divide that by 3 and you get a number. What is it, 14? No, 17 or something like that. So that's quite a bunch. We still got our radiation suit on, and we are radiation free right now. So we're going to head to the next ship, which is right over here. There'll be one there, and then there'll be one up there. We can go back in the big ship if we want. You just go into a different entrance and kind of run around a little bit, and that's a pretty easy way to pick up more chests. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Oh, we're going to go to this one. It's right in front of us. It just looks weird from up here. And then the next one is over there. These, I don't think, have bad guys. I snagged this one real quick. Got 5. It's pretty nice. You do have enough time if you got the space. You could just space button your way through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2. No quest item, so that's not there. We don't have to come back to this side though, which is cool. And we gotta cut yet another door away. Of course. Ah, it's not the button I wanted to hit. Yeah. We'll take that. And we just want the cores. Guess we'll take those two. Can't take that. Even though there's so many PvP little zones here with these ships, you know, Sheol is, like I said, an area you can't camp. Because the radiation will kill you probably long before some adventurer comes flying around or stopping by to say hey. So, even though it's all PvP zones, it's still pretty safe. Come on, man. This one also doesn't have bad guys in it, so. Four. Three. I think that one might have hurt us a little bit. So all I gotta do is cut it right. Sorry about the banging sound there. Shoot and shoot. Nobody coming. We won't be able to pick that up, so we gotta do this, which I don't like, but whatever. And we're off again. I feel like I missed one though. I guess this one. Because we got to that one. So yeah, this is the last one. We're at a quarter radiation, so we're safe. Let's go exploring. That scared me because I don't remember seeing two side by side. I wondered if that was a fellow adventurer. So this one, you got to go in that door. Ah! And all of this stuff, like you would normally expect, is not there. You got this guy here, though. Only had one in it. So you got to cut the door open and do all sorts of crazy things. Or you can just run and jump through the ceiling. There's 7 in here, huh? Cool. Uh-oh. That's fun. What's going on here? Well, I'm poisoned. That's one thing that's going on. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Usually when you're stuck... I was gonna say you could do that. Oh, I'm really stuck, guys. That's no bueno. Can I crouch down and get... There we go, okay. All I had to do was crouch, that's it. I thought I was, like, hardcore stuck. Alright. That was enough fun and adventure. Gotta keep a cool head when you get stuck in places. Otherwise you start freaking out. Think bad things are gonna occur. So all of this is just trying to make sure that when we do go back out to the deep desert that we've got all the supplies and all the stuff that we need. I used to get excited when I would see like a little spice bloom and be like, oh, check this out, because there's usually multiples around. There's that one. We saw the one that was in the actual radiation. There's one getting ready to pop soon. So I'd be like, oh, that's cool, because there's like 500 and some, and then there's 500 and some. But now that I'm harvesting with the sandcrawler and getting thousands, it's turned me into somebody, like, turned me into someone I didn't think I would be. Like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, a small. Although I should freak people out and just grab the sandcrawler and go through and harvest them with that. It is not all that efficient to do that. The reason I say efficient is it's a big piece of equipment. You're putting wear and tear on it. It's pretty involved to get out to those locations to get that stuff. But in terms of real world practice, if you need to get some practice using the sandcrawler, that is a great way to do it. I mean, it's not the biggest not the biggest field for practice, so you're not going to get a whole lot, but it does at least, you know, get you some time behind the wheel, which is definitely good. Once again, we emptied out our drop box. I'm going to keep this because we're heading there, but we're going to dump everything else that we don't need. We'll keep the money. Oop. We'll keep the fuel cell. We'll keep that. And we need to go to you. Sorry. We keep the bodies in there. We'll drop that. So what did we end up getting? 78. Not bad. If we spent... Boy, that leg's hanging down there, bud. I gotta fix that. If you get a better idea of the pattern inside that big ship, you can come out with probably about 100 slag. And then what you could do is jump to another siege and go to that same location and do it all over again and just keep bouncing back and forth. So if we look at storage, you'll see this is completely full, but because I have it set up to that circuit, all the extra stuff went in here. So pretty awesome. What we're going to do though is we're going to go back and empty this bad boy out. We'll put everything in the buggy, right? And these guys we'll put in the buggy too. And now we are going to see how many of these we can make. We can make 26, each one's 10, so we're going to get 260. Not a bad haul. And we're back down to 3, or 2 out of 3. So let's go here, and we'll empty the buggy back out. And when we're ready to go back out to the deep desert, we've got quite a bit of this. Those... Your cat's getting angry behind me. We got a bunch of that. Got a bunch of these too, right? Look at all these. Can I carry all this? If I can. Nope, I can't. That's okay. They're just going in here. I just recently did a run through all my bases to make sure that my water and everything was set to go. The only one I really used from was the deep desert base. So everybody else is in really good shape. Although I did transfer water from the main base over, but I always keep that one high. All right, so we're good here. Industrial lubricant, we're good. And we're making our cells right now. We're about to die, though. We got a little thirsty, right? Excuse me. Got a little thirsty out there in the radiation zone. There is something else that I want to talk about. Hey. Can we not fight back here, huh? Animals. I had mentioned it in the description that we're going to, I'm not looking for trouble. I'm looking to be able to respond to it. So we are going to outfit a Scout Ornithopter in attack mode instead of storage. What that means is you drop the storage cases on the sides and you put missile launchers on it. You make some missiles and bring them with you. The only thing it can hold are missiles. And we're going to go out there and have fun. There's a couple people that are in my deep desert base, or my deep desert, that hang out, and if new people come out, they kind of help them out, and they also guard them from any possible griefers. We did have a griefing incident the other day, not to us, but to someone else. So that's bad. And we just got to let the bad guys know that there's sheriffs in this town. So my options were to outfit my existing Scout to be either or. So I can have storage on it for when I'm doing normal stuff, and then if somebody's bad, easy. We could switch over to an attack version and go out and do it. And I didn't like that idea because it's the only Scout I have. And if I take it into fighting and I lose it, I gotta get another one. I can do the vehicle recovery, so that's fine. But, kind of poopy. So I didn't want to do that. So I thought about making another Scout, specifically just an attack Scout. But I thought of something else that's kind of a problem, and it's this. You are only allowed to have 10 vehicles. So we'll do a quick count. Downstairs I have a sand bike and I have a buggy. So there's 2. That makes 3, and this is 4. Above us, I've got a carrier, which is 5. The new carrier container is considered a vehicle 6. I've got a deep desert buggy for 7. 8 is the sand crawler. And then I have 9 as a buggy down in the monastery base just for Jasmine. So I'm already at 9 out of 10 vehicles. If I make another Scout, I do not have the option of claiming another vehicle in case I need to. And I think if somebody gives you permission, somebody tries to give you something. But basically, I don't like pushing envelopes like that. I don't like being at a maximum number of something. I want to have options. Don't know if I'm going to need it. There are Lanzarote tasks where you have to turn in like buggies and sand bikes, and you can go snag them from like the Sentinel. But if I make another Scout, then I'm full. And that's when I noticed this. I have my vehicle backup tool, and you'll see it says 7 out of 10 vehicles, but I have 9. The reason it says 7 out of 10 is because my buggy and my sandcrawler are still in pieces up there in the container. So they don't count to that active total. But I'm going to put them back together at some point, at which point they would, which then would immediately put me at 9. I don't use my sand bike. I have it. I didn't want to get rid of it. The last time I was on it was just for funsies. It literally just sits over here and does nothing. So I thought, I've got a box right there. I'm going to take this bad boy apart, stick it in the box. That'll drop me to 6 out of 10 vehicles. And then I can make another Scout and equip it straight up for firefighting. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and switch to, I got a broken one of these so bad. It was out in the deep desert. Let's switch to this, and we're going to go 6, and we're going to detach. And we're just going to start taking this bad boy apart. So the thing laying on the ground here is going to be the fuel cells that were in it. So there they are. So we'll go ahead and we'll take them. And I'm just going to put everything in this box. I think it's empty. Nope, it's got a Mark V radiation suit in it. So we're going to plop all of those components, come on man, into here. Oh my gosh. And we're going to walk away. And now if I switch back over to my vehicle backup tool, when I click on it, it should say 6 out of 10. So here I didn't have to get rid of my sand bike, which I didn't want to get rid of, but I don't use it. So I still own it. It's just in pieces sitting in a box. It'll be fine. I'm at 6 out of 10. If I make the sand crawler and the buggy for the deep desert when I'm out there running, that'll put me at 8, and I can make that other ornithopter and that. What I also can do is I can build that ornithopter for the Scout for attack, and then I can leave it in pieces as well, and it won't count until I put it together and go do stuff with it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build one, and we're not going to actually assemble it. We're just going to store it, and I'll take it out to the deep desert in that carrier container. And that way, if we have to get angry, doesn't take long. It takes less than a minute to put one of these things together. You just have to go to the box, pick out all the things, put it together, throw some fuel in it, load up some rockets, and off you go. So we may go ahead and assemble it while we're out there if we do, since we do have the space. So that way we can have an immediate response. But yeah, we're going to start sheriffing some bad people's ill intentions and helping out others. Like I had said, the best part about last week was when I met that random person and we worked together to harvest a whole bunch of spice. And I'd like to do the same thing with other players as they're coming in. He was very new to the deep desert, so, you know, this was a great experience for him. So, and for me, I shouldn't say just that. But also being able to provide Overwatch for other solo players or small groups that might need it does have some value. And we'll do a whole stream maybe on the weekend about combat flying, because it's very different. You'll see when I'm here, sometimes I go sometimes I just go for speed, you know. It's just like I'm trying to do something, I want to get it done as quick as I can, so let me just do that. Let me come over here real quick. I need to drop. This is a box. This is all crap I've got to break that I don't need and don't want. It's somewhat damaged. I mean, the Mark III power pack, I can make Mark 6s. Full suspensor belt, but I have brand new ones, etc. But anyway, that's why I ran over there, because I remembered I had that broken thing. But you'll see me a lot of times when I'm flying these things that my sole purpose is to just get where I'm going as quickly as possible. I want to go over here. I need to go to the deep desert, so I come around here. But to be honest, there's a whole lot of fun stuff that you can do when you're fighting. I've been in some aerial battles. I've never been killed in an aerial battle. I've never gotten a kill, but blows were exchanged, and just it could be better, but it's still pretty good. I had a lot of fun doing that. So sometimes you come here and hag a base and just fly this bad boy like you stole it, or like someone's chasing you. Get used to different maneuvers of what they do, how to get around things. That will definitely help when you get into a fight, if you end up getting into one. But there's definitely some fun times. So that'll be part of what I'm talking about. That, and also learning how to shoot missiles. They did change them. They used to curve really crazily. But now you got to be a little more accurate with them, and it takes a lot more rockets to do damage. To the point where most of your nasty people don't really get into aerial fights. They would rather just sneak up on you, use a sugar wire or a sprint or something, jump on, and then pop out a las gun and try to cut your stuff off. In the event that happens, by the way, you want to just go into Vulture and do this. Somebody's on top of you. They're having a hard time right now. I don't know why, but you could still maintain altitude while you're flying around upside down. I guess they just didn't want to get that advanced, and she naturally wants to spin back around. So if you do this, she auto levels, which is pretty nice. I prefer the Scout. I prefer mobility over the bulk of the Assault Thopter, although the Assault Thopter definitely has a lot more strength and health. But yeah, we're gonna do that. Hopefully that's gonna be fun. Well, guys, it's ooh, it's coming in from the edge of the map. We're gonna wait this storm out, and then we have to take a trip to Arakeen to visit the Landsrad vehicle vendor, since our team won, and pretty sure taxes and all that stuff are paid. And then I'm gonna call it a night because we started late. I mean, it's 8:18. I normally would have been off by now, but like I said, it was a tough day. As far as tomorrow, I'm not sure. Probably won't. I'm gonna hang with Mrs. Rabbit and see what we can do. My video, I have actually finished assembling all the components, and it's at a time that I like. There's a couple little extra effects that I'm sticking in there, but the video as a whole is done right around 18 minutes, I think, 18 and a half. The next step will be to finalize the layout and then record the voiceover, which is the worst part for me. That is what I struggle with the most, is getting a good solid voiceover. But it will not be done tomorrow, and I'm not going to work on it Thursday. But I am committed to getting it done Friday, and that way it will be out and released Saturday. So finally, we'll have the promised video. Live streams are fun. I like doing live streams. I mean, honestly, because it's a lot less work. I just literally fire up the game, play, and talk to you. And sometimes the scripts write themselves. I usually just get a basic idea of what I need to accomplish, then we go do it. If you already know how to get irradiated slag from Sheol in order to make spice-infused fuel cells, that was very boring. But for an individual who doesn't know how to do that, or didn't know where to go to get that, somebody think let the power slip. You guys need to log in. The Harkonnen ornithopters look so much better. I'm sorry they do. The Scout, Atreides one, it's just chunky. It's just a chunky boy. I'm in your face. That actually is dangerous to do, because let's say the guy was down there right now. He's like, oh man, so he was putting power to the base. And we're inside it. Then we become part of the base until he decides to be nice enough to let us go. We got some issues here, boys. These shields have been down for a good while. So his pentashield is down. That's one thing I noticed. Oh my gosh, dude, look at it. How can you have this many units and let it go? We had a big boy. Do we want to go look? Let's go look. I saw a post where a person had salvaged they found a base. They scavenged the base that had shut down. And got a lot of good stuffs out of it. Nice. Damn, you need 2 of them? The hell are you making you need 2 of them? Why do you have 2 of everything? You have friends? I have a little seated section too, so. It would appear as though we have a very low on the base. Oh, somebody was able to make a bunch of spice. They played recent enough to have a treadmill. And they have an Atreides buggy. Lots and lots of water. Such water. Holy cow. Plus all the storage filters, or the storage things you have, dudes. And here's their sub beef. Now the issue with this is everything above us is going to break before this does. This is actually probably in perfect shape. Yep. So, although these walls are probably not doing well, they're good. What'll happen though is eventually this stuff's going to start breaking down, and if the base or the structure breaks before the console does, this, like, it can't support its own weight. Like, there's no structure holding it, so it just breaks and goes away. Doesn't matter how good or how bad it is. If you've ever been moving stuff around in your base and you've accidentally deleted a floor and the machine or the box above it suddenly falls away, that's what'll happen. The issue with that though is in most cases when that occurs, when it drops, it's up in the air. So it's not like you could run over and get it. But all of these boxes will probably destroy themselves before that console does. So the issue is I would have to sit here if I wanted to... nice mural. If I wanted to take this stuff or salvage this stuff, I would have to be here when the boxes destroy themselves and die. I would think that somebody's going to save this. I don't know. I don't know who's here. They got quite a bit of stuff. I would feel like they would save it. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. I was just flying around and I'm heading to Arakeen and I noticed I've always flown past this and these shields have been up. Never seen these people, but their shields have always been up. Quite a few players walking away. I was able to salvage a base. It didn't have a whole lot of stuff. It was just kind of, you know, mid-level things, but, you know, I'll take 1,000 silicone blocks. It's less flour sand I have to harvest myself. Did I need it? No, I have a bunch, but it's not the point, you know? Somewhere down the road, I'm going to use those and be like, thank goodness. Ooh, we almost hit the ground. I wish there was a way you could just say, take me to Arakeen, and it would click. Like on the side here, just Arakeen, Harco, Deep Desert. In actuality, what there's nothing between the two things, so it was just me scrolling. I like how I can hear the people talking in Arakeen because I'm hovering over it. Boop. Hungry. Stay strong. Stay strong. I'm not a fruits guy. I don't like a lot of fruits. I can eat bananas, but for the most part, fruits. Like I don't really like apples. I'll eat grapes, but love vegetables. That's where I win. It's funny. I remember talking to a doctor about it. She was like, "Do you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables?" It's like I can't stand fruits. I just don't like fruit, but I love vegetables. She was excited about that because I think, in the most part, a lot of people are the opposite. You got to watch your sugars in fruits. They are sneaky. I wish that would go away. They're sneaky. They stick sugars in where you wouldn't think they'd be. All right, so let's go in here, and I think the vehicle person is. Is it you?
I am permitted to trade with those favored by the Landsraad.
It is. I am here to trade. So what do I need? Well, we definitely want to get these, even though I got a couple sets. And we definitely want this because it can hold more. So that is ultra cool. 185,000, not a bad price. Confirm. I guess we'll get a bigger buggy boot. Last time I said that, I thought it was fun. Just to get it, you know. We definitely want those. Doo-doo. I think that's a holdover. I think they used to have two of them available because you only got one. And now that they have it to where you get two per everyone, they forgot to change this. So I'm pretty sure that we're getting over. They'll probably change that. Be ready for them to change that. I don't really need one of these, but it just doesn't seem to make sense not to buy it. So there we go. And then I think I mentioned this last time. The rest of this stuff is a lot of Mark V things. Really don't need that. Excuse me. I don't know why this is hidden in here. And why you can get 5 of them. I mean, it's only one and it lasts pretty much. I don't know. It's bizarre. But that would pretty much be the only thing I'd be interested in. More space so I could fit more spice in it when I'm out there crawling it, and less likely to summon a worm. You'll notice both of these require Spice-Infused Plastanium dust, which, as I said, I'm short on. So even though I bought these, I can't do anything with them. And I've never seen Spice-Infused Plastanium dust in the market. I know it's over there. I'm fighting off a sneeze. Do I have to pay my taxes? I don't think I do, but let's just go check since I'm here.
You again? What?
Yeah, no taxes to do. Oh, I got 5 days. I got a week. Why is this guy standing here awkwardly? Menacingly. Do you know if you walk up to the donkey, you can pet it? I don't know why it's wearing a... I guess it's a still suit for donkeys? That's pretty cool. There you go. Oh, we're getting a little scratch too. That donkey could care less about us. Hi. Let's see. I think it's under refined resources. Is it? Components? No. Maybe raw materials. I don't know. Now I'm confused. I guess you can't buy it? No one's selling those. Huh. Somebody's trying to offload all their stuff. Look at this, plant fibers. That's it. That's all that's being sold here is plant fiber and spice residue. Mouse carcass. Mouse corpse, sorry. Wonder what that's... What would this stuff be considered? Uniques? Ah. So it's under components. And you go all the way down to uniques. And that's where you find it. I don't really need that. I need the plastanium dust, and that normally isn't something that's going to be sold on the market, but... Oh, let's see if there's any decent schematics while we're here. That's it for that. Now we got a Mark 6. X-Core. Hey, soft step boots. It's nice. A lot of X-Core leggings. I don't think I have any. Well, sorry. This is a great still suit, by the way, the Saturn 9. Saturn 9? Yeah, Saturn 9. That's pricey. I know, it's incredibly pricey, isn't it? But yeah, it is a very good still suit. Anyway, that's enough of this. We just came here to get our Landsred rewards, and we're off. I don't remember who owes me the Solari, because like I said, it was a total accident. It just happened to be the people I was in the area shooting at were a Landsred task. I didn't even know what items I was getting. But I think the cat's jealous. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I hope that whatever you celebrate over the next several days, whether that's Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever, I hope you have a enjoyable one. At my age, I prefer quiet. Quiet holidays are the best. And I'm going to get a quiet one this year, so that's great. As long as there's no snow. I know, it's terrible. But I took you out before I started this. It's only been an hour and a half, so you don't have to go again. Case in point, he loves the snow. So that's why he wants to go outside, just because we have snow again. I'm supposed to get snow on Friday. We're supposed to get this storm was supposed to be 1 to 3 inches. Ended up being around a 2 to 4. Ended up being around a 2 to 4, depending on what area you were in. And right now, the forecast is saying Friday night into Saturday is going to be 5 to 8 inches of snow that's going to fall on top of this, and it's not going to get hot enough. Come here, buddy. Come here. It's not going to get hot enough to, or warm enough for this stuff to melt. So it's going to add to it. So not fun. It's another reason why I was out for so long today. Oh, ooh, you're yanking my headset off, man. Come on. That actually kind of hurt. Oh, it clipped my ear. You should back up. Computers and you do not go good together. Come on, dude. Come out of there. What? Now I got a cat under here too. And I'm burning fuel because I'm almost at 800 meters. But yeah, like I was saying, so Christmas is going to be quiet for me, but I'm not looking forward to the next couple days after it. Hopefully that changes, which it totally can. They told us we were going to get 6 to 8 inches one day, and by the time the storm, a week ahead of time, by the time the storm got here, we were down to 3 inches. Dude, what are you hooked on? It's like he knows. He knows if he does this, it'll help spur attention. Do you really want to cry like that in front of everybody? Do you? What will they think? Come here. Come here. Come here. That's my bud. That's my buddy. Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna see what's up with him. Maybe he wants to. Oh, we got the toe tapping. We're gonna see what's up with him, and maybe there's another FedEx guy outside. But yeah, I'm not gonna be. Don't expect to see me tomorrow night. Sorry, but we will be back on Saturday like normal. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Oh, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. If you want one quiet, if you want, come on, dude. If you want one quiet or loud or whatever, I hope you have what you want. And we're getting off. We're getting off right now. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. It always helps the channel out. And I will see you guys on Saturday. And as always, we'll see you out there. Take care.